Hello, church family. I hope you all were encouraged yesterday by our time of worship and the teaching of the Word. I know I was encouraged, especially to get photos from several of you that showed you and your families gathered around in the living room with Bibles open and hearts ready to learn and to sing. That encouraged my heart. I did have a chance to talk with our leadership team yesterday, our deacons, and we wanted to communicate some things with you in terms of how we as a church plan to face some of the potential challenges that may arise in the near future. The shutdown that we are facing will likely have an economic impact on some and some in our church. So here's how we plan to take care of that. First of all, let me say this, that our church, thankfully, is in a very strong position financially right now. We have a good amount built up in our reserves, and praise be to God, we have no debt right now. In fact, we're saving roughly $300 a week by not having to rent a building on Sunday mornings. So that is a blessing that we have money in reserves. We don't have any debt. We have a good idea of what our expenses will be moving forward, and we should be able to cover those. So at this point, it's not a crisis for our church budget. However, this is going to be a crisis probably for individuals in our body, and that is something that we are concerned about. We love the people in our church. We love each other, and we recognize that when one part of the body hurts, the whole body hurts. And as we read the book of Acts, we see examples of how the church took steps to meet needs within the body. So we have and have had, ever since our beginning, a policy in place for how we help members of Redemption Hill Church who face financial crisis. Members of our Body Needs Committee, which is made up of deacons and occasionally lay people who volunteer in that committee, they are available if you have a financial need. They're available to meet with you, and the process is that the need will be evaluated. There's kind of an interview of sorts where they sort of take in the whole picture. They'll want to ask you some questions, and when the people on that committee determine that this is a need that the church needs to step in and help with, we want to do that in two ways. One is by offering financial counsel, helping you make good decisions, helping you see what changes you might be able to make in your own life, or what options and resources you have. And the other way we want to help is when the end of those resources are reached, and this is truly something that someone needs outside help with, we want to present that need to the church. What typically happens is the need will be approved by our deacons. We'll vote on that, as well as myself as pastor. We make up the leadership team, and we vote to approve that need and to present it to the body. Rather than keeping a large benevolence fund on hand, we typically just present needs to the body. We have a small amount on hand so that if there is an immediate need where there's a very short turnaround, we do have some funds immediately on hand, but our hope is to present the need to the body and to allow the body to prayerfully give towards specific needs in the body. So here's what that means for you, is that if you have a need, please let one of our deacons or your small group leader know if that is something that you need assistance with. And then secondly, for those of you who are in a good place, you still have income and you're not facing a personal crisis, prayerfully consider how God may use you to help meet the needs in the body for others. You might ask, okay, how do we do that? Well, the church will communicate that need to the body. You will get notification of that, and then you'll have an opportunity to give to the church, and the church will disperse those funds to the people in the body. This brings up another question. How do we do giving right now? Because typically on Sunday morning, we have that little box that sits on the back table, and many of you will drop a check in there. There's two ways you can give right now. One is to give online. If you go to our website, there's a link in the menu that says Give. You can go there, and it is a safe and secure way to have an online transaction where you can continue giving to the ministry of the church. And underneath the options, there's a drop down there that says Body Needs. If we present a need, you can go through the website, click on Body Needs on the giving page, and you'll be able to donate that way. Another way that you can give, whether to specific needs or just to the ongoing ministry of the church, is you can always mail a check to our P.O. box. This information is on the website. You can find it on the contact page, but it's P.O. Box 3074, Lawrence, Kansas 66046. You can always mail a check there, and we check that box once a week, and we'll make those deposits for you. So again, we want to make you aware that our church is, in terms of our budget, is in a good position, a strong position, but we really have a concern for the members of our body. So prayerfully consider how God may use you. And please, if you have needs, let us know. I know it takes humility to admit that you need help. It's something that's often a challenge to our pride. But this is something that God has designed the body to take care of those within the body. And it's one way that we can faithfully continue to be the church, even though we cannot meet on Sundays.